Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I am the creator behind LOKLiK Craft Room. And if you're new here, welcome. If you love crafting tutorials, reviews, tips, and tricks, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and tap the notifications bell so you guys don't miss out on any new videos. All right, let's get started. So apparently there is a new cutting machine on the market and it's by LOKLiK. So if you guys never heard of LOKLiK before, I didn't either. It is the sister company of HTV and HTV is known for their heat presses. And their sister brand just came out with a cutting machine that's comparable to the Cricut Maker 3. So we're going to be unboxing this, see what's inside, and basically testing it out, see if it's worth it if you buy it, because it is cheaper than the Cricut Maker 3. So let's get into it. Okay, so we have the machine here and I have all the accessories. To be honest, you don't need all the other accessories, but if you wanted to, they are there. The machine itself costs $229, comparable to the Cricut Maker 3, which is $349. So that is a big difference. So let me show you what these are first. So to start off, we have the roll holder kit. So I have one of these for my Cricut Maker 3. It's you can cut vinyl without the mat. So you would put the whole entire roll at the front and it would just feed it through. So to be honest, I don't use this one often on my Cricut Maker 3, but it's there. Some people do use it. This is also the LOKLiK foil transfer kit. I have never tried using foil, but maybe we'll try it out, maybe not. But this is for like card making and stuff. If you wanted to give your cardstock some foil, this is the one to use. And then we have deep point blade kit. So you have your housing and 2 blades in here. And then you also have a scoring stylus. So this is scoring for cardstock, for making cards or cutting cardstocks. If you're making different cardstock projects, this is your scoring stylus. All right, let's open it up. I know this comes in 3 different colors, I think. Purple, white, and blue. Let me double check that. Yes, purple, white, and blue that it comes with. Let's see what color I got. So it comes with a sticky mat and some vinyl. You have your envelope with, I'm sure it has instructions. It's a card telling you who LOKLiK is. And then we have a little map that tells you what's in the box. Okay, there's a marker. We have the machine, housing, blades, another housing, USB cord, the actual cord, the mat, some vinyl, and the instructions, and we got a weeder. So let's see for ourselves, and then we have a user manual. It's in different languages, shows you how to use it. And the actual machine, what color did I get? Ooh, don't fall. Got color white, and it's gonna match my white aesthetic here. I got my white DTF printer, my white heat press, so nice. I'm fine with white. So here is the machine. Oh, it's backwards. Here is the machine. It's very skinny and very minimalistic. So let's take off these little tapes here. You got to hold up and it just opens. We got some cardboard here. Let's see. Can you see? Little cardboard here. All right, let's see what else is in the box. Let me put this to the side. The other things in the box, we have a dual tip marker. We have the cable. So you can use it through Bluetooth or wired. So here's the option for that. We have a weeder. A weeding tool? Is it called a weeder or a weeding tool? Whatever, it's there. And then we have the adapter to connect it to the wall because it needs the power. This is a little container to put like pens in. This one, your weeder and your pen. Whatever you want, it's a little container. And it hooks to the side. You just put it in and you push it down and it stays. And if you want to take it out, you push it up and out. So you don't need it there, but it is an option. So I'm gonna put mine on. Put my marker in there. And I'm gonna put my weeding tool in there. And then we have, okay, let me get closer to the camera. So we have our blade here and a housing for, I'm assuming it's for the marker. So we have our, this is our, it's called our housing. So we put the blade in here. Let me just get one of the blades. So the blade is covered by the little plastic thing. You just take it out and then you just put it inside the housing. Just like that. It's like a magnet, so it just kind of like sucks it in. And it's right there. Okay. It's good that it came with two. So if it gets dull, you just switch it out. And then this is the housing for the pen. We're just going to unlock it. Take out the screw. Open the tip. Slide it in. There we go. And since it could just fall out right there, and then we're going to lock it. So you just screw it right back on. And then it secures it in place so it can no longer fall out. So, and then you would just connect it right here, open it, slide it in. Just like that, and then put your paper in, and then it will just do its thing. So let me put this away, and then we'll get the machine up and running. LOKLiK has its own software, so you're gonna go over to LOKLiK.com and you're gonna download the software. It's called LOKLiK Idea Studio, and it also has an app for your tablet or mobile device. When you first open the app, it's gonna direct you through the steps to connect your cutting machine. I am selecting Bluetooth mode. You have to make sure your cutting machine is on in order for the Bluetooth to connect to the cutting machine. Once it finds it, it's going to show you the available devices, and you're just going to click connect, and it will automatically connect to your new machine. Once it's connected, it's going to tell you to install the blade. Okay, so it's asking me to put my blade in, so we're just going to open this up, easy, and we're going to slide it in, just like that, and then we're going to just close it up. Okay, so everything is all connected. The Bluetooth was super easy to connect. I don't need this cord unless for some reason Bluetooth stops working. I'll have it here in handy. Okay, so now we're just gonna play around with the software, see what it's about. So this area right here is our 12 by 12 canvas. So it's the size of the cutting mat. So up here we have our task list, and this is going to be our sent projects to the machine. So here we have our library. It has over 18,000 free designs. So there is a lot of different designs to choose from for free, and you can also upload your own designs. So I'm just skimming through them, playing around with the software, seeing what kind of designs there are. The top where it says my zone, this is an area where it's basically your zone. So this is where you will save your projects, and this is where it's going to be. So here I am right here playing with the software, changing the color, just seeing what it's about, playing with the offset and the internal offset, and then also seeing the different types of combine, just seeing what everything can do. On the right side, almost at the top, you have this little triangle, and that's going to be your layers section. So you're able to adjust the layers through there. They do have a pro feature, and with the pro feature, you have to pay $30 a month and you get AI painting, you get the pen, and then you get shapes. I personally wouldn't use the AI painting or the pen, but I feel like the shapes should be a free feature. So in my honest opinion, I don't think the $30 a month is worth it. You can always upload your own shapes. You can get unlimited designs on Creative Fabrica. So that's what I would recommend doing. So for our first project with the LOKLiK cutting machine, I want to design a glass can wrap. So I'm just going to search through and find what I like. I'm going to end up choosing these stars. I'm going to select add to canvas, and here they are on my canvas. And then I'm going to make my glass can template. So I went on over to where it says pattern and I selected a square, and I'm just going to make it to the size of my glass can. Then next, I'm just going to play around with it and make a quick little design, and then I'll show you the next steps. So I'm actually going to make two different glass can projects. I have some cool color changing vinyl that I have been dying to use. So we're going to be using a pink one and a teal one. So now that I'm done making my little design, I'm going to delete the gray background because that was just our template. I'm going to highlight all the stars and I'm going to unite them together, and that's going to weld them together, and also do the same thing with the pink hearts. So I'm just adjusting my designs where I want them on my canvas. And then in order to go to the next step with cutting, you're going to need to highlight both designs, or whatever designs that you want to be cut. You need to highlight them. And then you're going to click make. And since this is a cut design, you'll want to make sure you are selected on the cut. And then on the mode selection, I'm doing standard cut. And you're going to select which groups you want cut. I turned them all black, so I only have one group now. So I am selecting that because I want it to be cut. And then on material type, I'm just going to look for my vinyl, which is a color changing permanent vinyl. And I'm surprised they had them. I just clicked on the one that I'm going to be using. And on the making force, you're able to adjust the force, the speed, and the passes. This is what it calculated as a default, and I'm just going to leave it as that for now. Once I'm done with the settings, I selected add to task. But it wouldn't let me because if you look on the canvas, there's a red border. So my design exceeds that. So we're just going to have to move our design inside the red lines. Once I had it within the borders, I selected add to task and it worked. All right, so I have some glass cans that we're gonna be decorating. I'm going to be using permanent vinyl for my glass can. And this is gonna be in the color Tiffany, and this one is rose pink. So let's see how it cuts this vinyl. And then I'm also able to change like the pressure and the cut and the speed of this, which is pretty cool, but I'm just gonna leave it at the default for now just to see how it cuts, and then we could just tweak it later. So since I'm gonna be using two different color vinyls on that same sheet, I'm just gonna cut it to the size, and then I'm just gonna put one on top of the other. Or not on top of the other, under the other one. So I'm just gonna cut it to size. It's gonna be 4 inches. Okay, I have my sheets cut. Now I'm gonna put them on my sticky mat. Okay, so the red one, or the pink one, I had at the top. So I'm just going to align it here, and it was right here. Make sure that's on. The other one right under it, right here. And this is what it should look like when you are cutting multiple colors. I just like to save time by doing it all in one sheet. So here's my pink one, and then I know the placement of the other one, so it's gonna go right under. So I'm just going to feed it in. One thing I could say that I don't like about this machine is that if you barely like touch it, it just slams down. I wish there was like some type of little force to like keep it up. So just be careful, if you tap it, it's gonna slam shut. Okay, so we're going to just feed it in. So we're gonna put it in and then we're gonna press the arrows to feed it inside. Let's see what happens if we press this triangle. Because on the Cricut that was start. But it's not lit up, so I guess we have to press start on the computer. So I pressed start on the computer, so now it's going to start cutting. Let's see how it goes. So this is at speed 5 and it also goes up to speed 10. So you just gotta play around with the settings, see what works best for you, adjust the force and the speed so it can be faster. It sounds like a robot with all its boops and beeps. I know it is a robot, but the sound, it makes it funny. Okay, so it's done. So before I unload it, I'm going to test it to see if it cut through. Okay, we're just gonna see if it cut all the way through. Okay, looks good. Okay, so it cut all the way through, so I'm gonna unload it and we can see the butter weed. I usually like to weed while it's still on the mat just because it's holding it there. I don't like to take it off and then weed. This is my preferred method. So pull the end and it cut beautifully. Look at that. Nice. And then the bottom one. There's all the stars. Perfect. It cut perfect. So let's put this on some transfer vinyl and put it on our cups. When I take off anything from the mat, I always peel a little bit like this. And then in order to prevent it from curling, I flip the mat over like this and I peel the mat back instead of the vinyl or the paper. Just like that. And doing that prevents curling. Put our transfer tape on. Squeegee, and then just cut the excess. And here I have my glass can wraps with the transfer tape on it, ready to apply on the glass cans. Wrap it around, make sure it's straight. Cradle it. Pull it back. This method is way better than just taking the whole entire back piece off and then applying it like a whole sticker, because I used to do that and I would get so many air bubbles. But this method, when you just apply this little tiny piece first and then push it back out, this has been my go-to method since pulling everything back, because like I said, you don't want to get air bubbles. So you pull it back and push and squeegee as you go. Give it a good scrape and then just peel it off. Making glass cans is so easy and it's such a quick, easy gift. You could personalize it with a name or basically anything you want. Perfect. Let me get a little bit of cold water so I can show you guys how it looks. Here it is, the color changing vinyl cut on the LOKLiK. Super, super happy with it. Next, I'm gonna try cutting out the same design on cardstock, because cardstock is another material that I do use to cut. So I'm going to cut it the same way. I'm gonna highlight everything. I'm going to select standard cut, select the group that I'm cutting, and on the material type, I'm going to look for cardstock. Cardstock is on the others tab, so I selected the 150 gram cardstock paper. So this time I'm gonna mess with the making force. So the speed, I'm gonna turn it all the way up to 10, and the force, I'm going to adjust it to 9. And it's just a reminder, you can adjust it if you want to, or you can leave it as the default. So just do whatever works best for you. Next, I'm gonna add it to the task, and I'm going to now put the cardstock on my sticky mat. And then remember, you can't start the cut from here. You gotta do it on the computer. So I'm going to start it now, and then it's in progress. So we're just gonna watch it cut. Okay, so now it's done. I'm just going to lift it up a little bit here to see if it cut through before I take the whole thing off. And it looks like it did. So I'm going to unload it with the arrow button. Bring this back a little bit. All right, let's see if it does a butter peel. Nice. That is perfect. Perfect. It cut perfect. Now I gotta pick all these off because I don't need them. I was just doing a test, but look, it came out amazing. And that was the speed of 10 and a force cut of 9 for the cardstock. And this is a thick cardstock. I think it was 120 grams. So works amazing. All right, so we tested out our materials. We did our cardstock and we did our permanent vinyl, and it worked amazing. But to be honest, I was a little intimidated only because how you're able to change the speed and the force of the cut. Cricut does have that feature, but it's hidden. You have to go through the materials and find it. But since it was right in front of me, it just felt a little nerve-wracking, like, ooh, what should the force be? What should the speed be? But once you select your material, that is the default, and it's up to you to adjust it if you want to. So like with the cardboard or the cardstock, I wanted to make it a little bit faster. So to make it go a little bit faster, I hired the speed and I hired the force, and it gave me an amazing cut. So it's just something you can play around with, but it does have the default so you don't have to touch it if you don't need to touch it. If you're looking for a new cutting machine or you don't have one, but you really want one, I highly recommend this one. It does everything that the Cricut Maker 3 can do. It's just cheaper. All right, that is it for today's video. If you guys are interested in the LOKLiK iCraft, I linked it down in the description below, so make sure you take a look. And if you guys watch this video to the end, thank you so much. Show me by putting heart emojis in the comments down below. Also, before we go, I want to wish everybody a happy and blessed new year. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.